like, I like it. It's my kind of guy.
That's
You know
perfect.
exactly where he's coming from. He does not beat around the bush. You don't have to wonder. It's Dion or Prime every single day. You know what I mean? There's never been a day where it's like, that guy's not, that's inauthentic or whatever. Look at Tim T. He goes up, one day he's this devout Catholic, and then the next day, he's raising the roof with Snoop Dogg in a fucking club smoking weed, getting fucked up on ESPN, literally getting fired from ESPN for getting shit-faced on SEC Network. No big deal. Nope, he's not on College Game Day. Take him out, insert Pat McAfee. All of a sudden, wow, kind of crazy. Ratings go up. I don't know. I'm pro Dion, though. I kind of feel bad for Travis Hunter. Hey, Joel, this is a great idea. I think we should, I'm just going to, because it was, way too laggy. I was just trying to, talk.
I wonder if we recycle it on this end, if it would make a difference.
Close some of those tabs up, too. I got a bunch of shit open here too once I get there in my
fucking Packers won. That's all the fuck that matters.
Yeah. What should I call him?
I need to fucking put that clip with Jake Hager interception, dude. I was watching the game before I went to work.
I watched a little bit. I think I watched the first half of that game, and the coach came over to him and was gave him the old father, son, it's okay, son, you suck. Gave him the, you're not going to ever play football in this league anymore, so enjoy whatever the fuck you just did right there, brother. You know what I mean? I don't even care if you made a mistake. You're literally never playing in the NFL ever again. So enjoy this fucking Gatorade bath, you know what I mean? This clip's going to go viral, and this is the last anybody's going to
see if it's lagging now, brother.
It's hilarious. Oops. Third down.
Hi, everybody. Oh, yeah, we're good, bro.
We are
live.
Third down, man.
All right.
Kubiak is fuck it.
Everybody is going to be, when I look at this computer, though, everybody's going to be just looking at my head. Look at the back of my head. They do on this, though, too. I just use this and sort of just have it to where I'm just using the fucking audio so I can make the audio demo, the intros and different stuff like that so I can edit it down. This somehow could
Caveman.
be
Can you lock up after you guys are done?
Yeah.
Okay.
If this somehow could be
I'll be watching from the car. Wednesday. Are you guys doing the show?
Yeah,
we should.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
All right, brother. I'll see you.
See you, bro.
We're probably not going to do on Christmas, right, guys? I don't know. Do we want to?
Dude, there's playoff football.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
All right. After
bowl
on that
games.
note,
Bowl games. These fuckers are on sports radio.
It's on a Wednesday.
On Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas on a special Wednesday show.
You have to work on Christmas.
Old people gotta eat.
Fair.
Old people gotta eat. That's true. I mean, I bet you're probably gonna make some fucking fat overtime.
Well,
Man.
they have to pay you time.
You want to do a quick, and then we can go live, boys? Check. Oh yeah, sound good. Check.
Check 1, 2.
Check.
I'm sounding good.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Perfect.
Perfect volume, so
Check.
I'm good.
We're good. Hi, everybody. You're seeing the back of my head. Jimmy covers long hair.
Intro
Don't
time.
care. Intro. It is.
That's fine. Not bad.
Oh yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy.
The bank.
Yeah, so kind of the same thing as last week. You want me to do like a rundown of the scores?
Yeah.
We'll dive into it. All right, perfect.
You guys want to do quick Army Navy?
Yeah, why don't we start with that?
Oh shit! David Montgomery's on the IR.
Huh?
With a meniscus. David Montgomery's on the IR with a meniscus.
Oh,
Out
shit.
multiple weeks.
Oh,
Elaine McNeil's on season-ending IR for the Detroit Lions.
Who is?
Elaine McNeil, defensive tackle for the
Dude,
Detroit
oh,
Lions.
fuck. They're in some trouble, man.
They have 13 players on season-ending IR. Carlton Davis got injured too, but no severity yet. I just read that from Adam Schefter on ESPN.
like you always say, fake the thin lions.
It happens at every 8-1. Like, because it's garbage. That's why.
The Dime Artist. Their season started.
Super facts.
The GOAT, man, that's who that is.
This one's fucking funny shit.
Y'all are stupid, man. LaMelo Ball had a behind the back pass for alley-oop dunk. No big deal. My boy Taj Gibson was at the UC last night. You are looking live at Military
What's
Broadcast
up?
Radio
What's up, ladies and
till
gentlemen?
the final whistle. We got a new little computer layout. You're gonna be looking at my back of my head a lot.
Jimmy covers Cam.
Best bet. Breakdowns. The boys are buzzing. Football was awesome this weekend, boys. And I just want to say a quick little prayer to the football gods. Thank you very much that my team is not the Detroit Lions or, the New Orleans Saints,
The New York Giants.
Chicago Bears. Thank you. In your name I pray, amen, because it is a nightmare for those teams right now. Cavemen, you're just getting this. The Saints got, if you didn't see it, the Saints got screwed this weekend.
Honestly, man.
The Detroit Lions have their entire starting defense on season-ending IR from the looks of it. And the Chicago Bears stink, and they're going to play the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football.
I'm excited.
Should
I'm excited to watch that.
be a
because,
blowout.
You know,
Got another doubleheader of Monday night games tonight as well.
the Saints suck, as you said, and I agree. But we almost pulled a 17-point comeback. And I was gonna say like it could be worse.
Could be way worse.
It could be way worse.
Sorry, man.
We're scraping wins together with the whole team injured. I just like that the unit.
The Hoculey's kid screws you over. They should have given you another play. You know, that probably touchdown. You know.
Well, we went for 2 to try and win it, but we ran the same play twice.
Yeah.
We kind of got read like a book.
You could be a Broncos fan. Mercury, Denver Broncos. Tale of two halves in that game.
Yeah. Dub.
First half, kind of tough. Okay, all right, we're sleepwalking through this Indianapolis Colts team. You go into halftime, like, oh no, are we really going to lay an egg at home against the Indianapolis Colts? No, absolutely not.
No.
Denver Broncos come out in the second half. Oh yeah, the Denver Broncos are still the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Pat
Boy,
Surtain
I love this.
is a
defense.
dog.
Yeah.
I love the Denver Broncos defense.
And Nick Bonito also casually kind of throwing his hat in the ring for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, this guy's second in the league in sacks. He's got 2 pick sixes now, and he's kind of becoming a game wrecker out there. Product out of Oklahoma. So shout out the Sooners for hitting this guy up to the Mile High City.
Kinda in already.
Yeah.
Dolphins lost. Beat
Yeah.
the Colts. Chargers lost.
Chargers did lose.
Right now,
Broncos kind of in it.
Now you kind of have one. You can play free on Thursday Night Football.
which you know what we might need because Surtain minor ankle sprain. He's not going to miss extended time, but is he going to be good to go
for that short week.
Thursday night?
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's always hard.
Riley Moss still dealing with the knee thing. Certainly not not ideal going into hospital,
Especially a division team
Yeah.
too.
Well, we just got screwed here. I mean, we're the first team to ever have multiple road Thursday night football games, multiple short weeks. Like for our Thursday night games, like both times we haven't played on Thursday night was coming off of a short
week.
I know the Chargers are going to be off of a short week as well. It's just this game was supposed to be on a Sunday. We got flexed to Thursday night.
At least the first Thursday night away game was pretty easy.
Yeah,
Shout out
that's-
to the Saints. That's right. That's fun.
the Saints still helping Sean Payton win even when he's not on the team.
Tough.
Yeah. Well, before we dive really into all the NFL action, we had really what is America's game this Saturday.
Yeah, that was a great.
We
That was a
were
great
awesome.
time.
We were live at the man Vicente's house,
Good food.
host of the Rebel
Dude,
Experience.
those deer meat tostadas, man, were
Two-handed tacos.
pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Pretty
that chili
good,
was good. The Gorgon
Yeah.
coffee.
dude. Oh yeah, the coffee
Oh,
cat.
no.
I was battling a sinus infection, brother, and breathing in that hot coffee. I don't know what kind of crystals they were putting in that, dude, because it was elite stuff over there. I was wired driving home, dude. Wired, yeah.
Did that help you win any money at your poker game that you went to afterwards?
I won $20. I doubled
That's
up.
a
It
profit.
was,
Paid your
it was
donation.
it was a $10 buy-in, and then I bought in for my girlfriend too, so she could play. You know what she paid me in return. We don't have to talk about here on till the final whistle. This is a children's show, but I won $40, so basically a $20 profit. It was a good time. The boys were buzzing. I had some pops, had some vodka cranberry juices, and cleared out the sinuses. Had a
That'll
good time.
do it.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
fun.
That sounds like a good time.
It was a good time.
Well, back to the
Sunday night
Navy
football,
game.
real quick,
Okay.
boys. The Packers take down the Seattle Seahawks to complete our trifecta. You know, we do it on the intro. Got to talk about our teams right off the top.
That's right.
But that was
Yeah.
something light. Easy work. 7 sacks, no big deal. Actually, defense showed up a little bit,
Yeah.
and then
Looking good.
I knew I made the right call playing attack.
yeah,
This
good
defense
job.
this
Yeah,
week.
they covered a couple different ways. Jordan Love, 2 touchdown passes. Josh Jacobs, boys. I don't even care. I'm gonna say it. I've never in my life had a running back better than the quarterback until right now. Josh Jacobs is a freak.
He's on fire.
He is amazing, dude. Like his contact back, he put the team on his shoulders in the first half and said, "I got you."
Yeah.
Anytime we needed a big play, it wasn't Christian Watson, wasn't Romeo Dobbs, even though he did catch 2 touchdown
It's-
passes. It's really Josh Jacobs.
It's nice to see Josh Jacobs though with like an honest to God like QB1,
Yeah.
like where he because he's used
Game
to just
manager.
carrying a team.
Give
on
me a
his
game
back.
manager.
And now like I think Love is no
Very good.
no offense, Kane. I think Jordan Love's better than Derek Carr.
Very, very much so.
They did
I think
show
there's
that,
31 guys.
Jordan Love has 30 career starts. Pretty good. 56 touchdown passes, tied with, drum roll please, Aaron Rodgers for most all time. I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers, boys. I'm just saying
There's just
He's
something
playing
about
well.
he's playing good.
something
playing
about
well.
Jordan Love.
Love
for
Josh
him.
Jacobs.
Tornado
You take Josh Jacobs off this team, we might only be averaging 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
It would be tough. I think it would be tough.
You were talking last week about how the Packers are kind of playing a little bit conservative now.
Little
They're
bit.
not very much.
Some
in
Republican
empty
football going
formation,
on.
Not really a lot of big pass plays.
Yeah.
The power football is back, man. They're just running. It's power football with Josh Jacobs.
You know, like I saw a thing, and Collinsworth, and we're not pro Collinsworth fans on
We're
this show.
anti-Collinsworth.
We are anti Collinsworth. I'm not a
Dude,
Collinsworth guy.
thank God. Can I
He
just
did.
say, thank God NBC put the Chiefs game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Thank God they're sending like
Yeah,
Noah Eagle and
yeah,
the other
skeleton
alternate
crew.
can't
Yeah.
crew out there.
But he did show that teams that are running like a lot more too high guys, so you can't beat their defense over the top. A lot of teams with good scheme and good coaching using that running game. Baltimore Ravens, Green Bay Packers, and you see the Detroit Lions obviously running the ball a crap ton with, Dave Montgomery when teams are in too high shell, making you sort of pay for playing zone, saying, all right, we're just going to run it down your face. And I posted a picture on my Facebook. It was like that old Madden meme, where it's just like, off tackle to the left and it just says run through a MFer's face.
Mhm.
Like that was I'm like,
That's the
yes,
call.
this is awesome. Like no more fancy, crap with the quarterback and no more turn around, hand the ball off. It's kind of nice to see in Green Bay, dude. I'm kind of falling in love with it.
It scares me for next week, the 23rd. We got to come to Lambeau and play on Monday Night Football.
How many-
It's next
how many
Monday. I was
push-ups?
thinking,
Yeah, dude.
since we're betting,
Yeah.
why not we hit up the clock tower? Since we have a
Oh,
week.
we should.
We have a week
We have
in
a week.
preparation.
A Monday night game at the Clock Tower for Packers Saints.
'Cause we got our
Get
little
the boys
thing going
buzzing.
on.
Yeah.
Saints are probably going to lose, so I'll knock out some
And-
push-ups.
Dude, the spread's already like
Show.
15 and a half.
Yeah.
It's like more than 2 touchdowns. Jake Hayner's starting that game, Caveman.
It's probably going to dispense.
We should reach out. We'll get their number and we'll reach out. Maybe we should try to set something up. That'd be fun.
If we
Caveman
can,
doing
that would be-
push-ups at the
That would be fun.
elite food there. So I'm definitely pro Clock Tower.
Okay.
That's for sure.
That would be pretty fun, though.
That would be exciting, yeah. So what they say. So stay tuned for that potentially.
Yeah,
I have
let's.
a prediction for that game. I'm waiting to give it out until it's on the run your pool
Yeah.
screen.
Mhm.
So I will spoil you guys.
Are you going Packers?
I can't say. I can't spoil you, but that pretty much means I'm not going to the Packers.
Okay.
I'm not saying though.
Yeah.
Not saying.
All right. I'm gonna try to get you to say it.
All right. Well, I gotta say, guys like Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, even Tony Pollard,
Tony
going
Pollard
to new teams and just dominating there.
still playing good.
Yeah.
Tearing it up.
Kind of saving the running back position, man. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
starting to get like cast to the side. Nobody wanted to pay backs,
Yeah.
and now I mean, you look, all these guys.
Now it's if you don't have one, you're not.
Yeah.
Look at the teams that have double-digit wins. They all got a running back, or some type of running game.
At the very least, they can do running back by committee. But the teams that are really dominant, the ones that are winning and able to put up a lot of points and blow teams out, they've got an elite
Like,
back.
right.
They do.
Yeah.
And it's a rushing game resurgence, which I love to see here. It's kind of bringing explosiveness back to the league too, with
We made a great
pulling at
prediction
these like
at
these
the end
too
of the
high
last
shell.
season. Gotta give us props. We made a great prediction.
What'd you guys call?
Running game renaissance.
Yeah.
For next
Yeah.
season. Like after the Super Bowl last year, we kind of called it. I like you. That's good to hear. Good
It
prediction.
really has been.
Good to see though. I love it.
Yeah, you love to just see the running backs thrive too. I've always been pro running back.
Because then you get what Saquon did a few weeks back, reverse spin, like Street Fighter 2 moves that you see in like arcade games.
Oh yeah.
Alvin Kamara is an elite running back in his own right. Team stinks right now, no big deal. But we've seen him make moves and make catches. He had a touchdown catch on a throwback pass that was like going away, an Odell Beckham Jr. type catch.
Wait for top plays.
Yeah, there were
Cedric
receivers
Wilson
that
might
couldn't
be
make that.
starting. Cedric
Right.
Wilson might be starting at QB after that throw. Yeah, I mean, he might be coming in. This is a Peyton. What's it called? What's his name? Kendall Hinton situation
Oh,
or
man.
something. Where he's
Tough.
coming in. The receivers coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mercury,
That
you
sad
were,
thing is it's not COVID.
we should rotate back to America's game real quick, and then we can get into all the rest of the NFL action. I just wanted to
Let's
shout out my Green Bay Packers before I forgot because I have
Absolutely.
short-term memory loss because I'm old.
Dominic Lynn.
Dude, shout out Navy, man. Like they
Yeah, you
completely controlled the
You
line
gotta be proud of
scrimmage.
your boys,
I'm
man.
proud of the boys, dude. I was watching more of it. First time head coach at Navy winning against Army for the first time in the last 5 matchups.
Well played game.
Awesome game, dude.
That was
They had
so
a
fun.
fake punt with the defensive tackle
Nose tackle.
coming around the edge. That was amazing, bro. That was so much fun to
elite
see.
call there. And Landon Robinson was just wrecking that game too. For
Yeah.
Army, they could not do anything.
They
That
had nothing
defensive
for 'em.
line for Navy, just in general, was game breaking.
Who's that defensive coordinator, dude?
Yeah,
No
that guy's
kidding.
good.
That scheme he had where
No
they
kidding.
constantly shifting your defensive end and defensive tackle on one side, just shifting them in slightly. They got multiple offensive linemen on some penalties.
Yeah,
And
and it just seemed like it really threw off the blocking scheme because
yeah,
I think Army was not prepared to adjust that blocking scheme when they shifted and like it fell apart. They're like, who
Yeah.
do we got? You
Yeah.
saw a lot of guys coming in unblocked, which was really helping them too. They just were really throwing off Army's entire offensive game plan there.
It was awesome.
Like a team that's been
So great to see.
averages 32 points per game, nearly 400 yards per game, and Navy shut them down. Love to see it. And
It was
then
beautiful.
Horvath, man, this guy, I said it before the beginning of the game on our live stream watch party that we did to keep an eye on him because he was dealing with a rib injury. Would that be a factor in this game? No.
It
This
was
guy,
not. Yeah.
his
4 of
ribs
9
brand
passing,
new.
107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty good.
And on the ground, 204 yards on the
Yeah.
ground and another 2 touchdowns. He
Amazing.
counted for all of Navy's touchdowns in some capacity.
Yeah, throwing and running.
I mean, he was their running game, like 25 carries,
oh yeah.
204 yards. The next closest guy was the defensive tackle with 29 yards.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah,
Like
that's
they
amazing.
he would keep the ball, and Army just didn't have an answer for him. They really didn't.
And just to add this here, so the defensive coordinator last year was the current head coach.
Yeah.
So all that defensive scheme most likely gonna give it to Brian Newberry there.
Carry over from him.
Yeah. That most of it's he's probably calling a lot of the defensive plays.
We were talking about the D line for Navy. Landon Robinson, obviously, he led the charge there with 13 tackles. We had Justin
Jeez.
Reed, he had 10. Griffin Willis, another 8. And then the linebackers, Kyle Jacob and Colin Ramos, when they got past that first line of defense, those guys were there to clean it up. There's a clinic there by Navy. Army hung around in it. Their defense was doing all right about limiting the big plays and everything early on. And it was a 21-13 game going into halftime. And then the second half, it really got out of hand. It was a 21-14, 14-7 game rather, my bad. Going into halftime, and you're like, all right, well, I mean, Army's getting the ball back. You think they can go down,
Still
score a
in it.
touchdown.
Yeah, they're still in it.
Think there's a whole new ball game, and now Navy just took command in that second half.
They really made them pay too with the turnovers
They did.
that they did create.
Well, I
And
thought
then they turned it over. Navy scores, but they're taking 8 minutes off the clock as well. That's just demoralization.
the
really.
whole game Army was playing behind the sticks and from behind, which
Yeah.
is not how they
Not a
like,
recipe.
behind by a lot. Too. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
behind by a little where you can afford to run. They were forcing Army to throw the football, and Daly really struggled. 7-16, he had 3 interceptions. So yeah, it was.
Now, Navy going to go into this bowl game against Oklahoma on the 27th, right after Christmas, with some momentum. And that's going to be a while. Look at Oklahoma, an SEC team, bottom barrel SEC team, not a good record. What they wanted.
going to be
this year.
without their starting quarterback, most likely.
And now you're going to be playing this wild option offense. where they're at least throwing it a little bit more and showing you a spread formation. You're like, whoa, what's really? But they're still trying to pound it down your face. That's going to be kind of wild to watch, especially against an SEC defense.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were running a lot of option, but like out of the spread look. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw numbers.
It was
like
more modern.
Yeah, 3 wide receiver, 4 wide receiver looks out there.
It was more modern with the
I mean-
offset tight end,
Yeah.
playing bunch formation.
I mean, like normally
Not
you
all
got,
the
like,
offensive linemen
3
just
tight
trying to
ends
cut
up
you.
there,
They're actually
4
blocking.
guys in the backfield. It's
They spread them out a lot. They spread out the defense so much and then just handed the ball off.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
you
more
can't-
modern. It was more
It
modern.
was really
college
fun to
offense.
watch.
It was.
Army tried to do a little bit of the same thing, and they just really couldn't get anything going on.
Yeah,
offense.
they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop 96 in the middle, man.
well, they really kept trying the middle. Like that's where it was exactly where their strength was. I
Yeah,
don't know, like scheme something up to the outside.
Yeah.
Like,
you had
run
the
some
speed.
options or
You
something.
had
like
this. I mean, you showed it when they got on the edges. It was like 8 yards, 5 yards. You know, like okay, like when they would get some momentum, they were getting to the outside and the edges of the Navy defense.
But I mean, like you get a guy like Kanye that is just he's got blazing speed. You just keep
Yeah.
running him right into this meat grinder up
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah,
You got those 2 big
Yeah.
defensive tackles that are just wreaking
what is
havoc,
happening?
and then those 2 really good linebackers, Ramos and Jacobs, there in the middle that were the best tacklers that our Navy has. I mean, try to get away from those guys. Make these corners and these defensive ends make some plays. But Army didn't do that. We'll see what the strategy is for next year. Certainly going to add some fuel to the fire, though, with that Navy getting a big blowout win for this one.
And Army's gonna go to their next matchup. It's not showing me. Oh, they're playing Louisiana Tech.
No.
They should probably win that.
That's
Well,
a way easier matchup.
Yeah.
than the
Like,
I can't even believe
Louisiana.
Louisiana Tech made a bowl game. Guess they might have. I
They-
remember the beginning of the year.
They
looked
went
kinda terrible.
5-7, and they're playing in the Radiance Technologies Independence.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, they're.
That's a money laundering scheme.
I thought you had to win 6 games.
The team that was originally in that.
Not
bowl
in this
game,
era,
they-
game, man. No, everybody, you get a bowl game.
No,
you get
it
a
was
bowl game.
originally a 6-win team in that, but they opted out for some reason. I think there's just too much of their team wasn't going to play or something, and so they had to pick between one of the 5-7 teams that was available based off of like. I'll see if I can find the video. We can maybe play it later. Somebody was breaking it down, but just real weird situation there. We have Air Force was one of the options. I was like, man, why didn't we just put Air Force in there? Give them another shot to play Army.
Yeah.
Air Force is 5-7. Like, might as well give us another military game.
What's that bowl game called again?
The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl.
Yeah, like
Insert cash
what is
app
that?
here.
That's probably a game.
It's got.
Oh, Marshall dropped out because their coach
Oh yeah.
went to
Yeah.
Southern Miss.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He went from the best team in that conference to the worst team,
Interesting.
and 24 of his players hit the transfer portal to go to Southern Miss.
Wow.
So
they
Marshall
must be
dropped
giving out
out of
that.
that.
That's
Yeah.
why, yeah, because Marshall they won the Sun Belt.
Yep, he won the conference and said, "I'm going to the worst team and I'm gonna rebuild it." That's pretty. It's kind of.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he got half of his team to follow him. Sounds like almost half of them.
That's all that matters. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Jeez. Well, good. I guess good for Louisiana Tech, but Army's probably gonna crush them.
Yeah.
So they'll get a rebound win.
Good. Could have had 2 weeks in a row of a service school playing a service school. They could have had Air Force, Army. Yeah.
Air Force probably would have gotten crushed too. They haven't had this. They're in the down year for them. They'll be back though. They're usually like it's kind of crazy. They're usually one of the better service academy teams. I guess.
They won 10 games last year, and then they won 5 this year.
Yeah.
They were actually pretty solid last year.
I think they had a much younger team this year. Like last year was a lot of seniors and juniors that were finishing up and moving on to their service and how much you have it. We'll see them out on the comeback next year. Be interesting to see how the I guess the Mountain West is going to keep a lot of its teams for one more season, but then a lot of those teams are going to the Pac-12, are they not?
Mhm.
So that'll be interesting to see what the new Mountain West is. Well, that's our recap for the Army-Navy game. Really, it was a good matchup. We had a lot of fun
A
doing
lot
that
of
watch
fun.
party.
Yeah, we got to do that. Was
Shout
more
out to
fun
Pete.
for us
Yeah.
than it was.
Bradley, if you're watching, I'm going to have the proof on Wednesday of my donation to Warriors and Quiet Water.
Heck yeah.
20 bucks for Azrael.
There we go.
Me
Shout
and
out
Jimmy,
to
we,
Pete.
we thought Navy was gonna make the comeback.
Yeah,
How
or
foolish
Army. Yeah,
were we?
the second half.
Army.
Yeah, yeah. I was just trying to get greedy. I made some profit during the game. I was like, I'll take like a small little,
Why not?
yeah, just a little sprinkle, maybe. Army comes back, only down a touchdown. It wasn't like they were completely getting
It was a
mopped
lot
in the first.
closer before.
Yeah, and then they just were like, we're not going to play football. Navy just kind of folded them like a lawn chair in the second half and ran it down the throat, and they couldn't stop it. And Horvath pretty much did whatever he wanted. And that was that. Boys, we got college football playoffs coming up too.
We
I'm
do.
so excited.
I'm pretty excited for that.
I
too,
cannot
yeah.
wait. Heisman Trophy did get stayed on the college note real quick. The Heisman Trophy
Let's
Did
talk
get it-
about that.
did get announced. Travis Hunter is your Heisman Trophy finalist. You could have got him at Thanksgiving time. His odds of winning the Heisman were 8-1. Shout out Big
Wow.
Cat for putting $5,000 down on that and winning about $205 grand.
Very nice.
Yeah, buddy. So have fun, Big Cat. The rich getting richer. He knew something. Time travelers told him. But
I
congratulations to
think
Travis
how
Hunter.
was playing.
Um,
That guy should be the Heisman.
The heroes and zeros of that Heisman Trophy thing. Hero, Travis Hunter, and Deion Sanders. 0. I don't want to like throw shade at like some girl who just like takes pipe from this guy, but like, what is happening
Actually,
where
thank you for
social
reminding me.
media is even bringing like? Why is she allowed to be on TV? Like,
Yeah.
this is his kid's moment. The cameraman's just like, what's the girlfriend doing? Like, it's some fucking reality TV show. Like, this is like real world, Heisman Trophy. It was like it was filmed like a TV show.
Thank you.
I'm like, where's the Heisman guys in the background where they get to go up and they get to, he's up here with all these freaking people, and it seemed like it was just thrown together reality television.
That's why I don't like these award shows. It's all like, like you said, it feels very reality TV. Like,
What is happening?
Exactly.
They're not that good anymore. It's
This
all
kid plays
celebrity
5,000
fanfare.
snaps over the course of the season. We're showing this dude's girlfriend.
We need a hammer sound effect for when we're just perfectly nailing
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was brutal, dude, and I kind of feel bad for Travis, bro. I really did.
I was at work watching it, so I was like walking in and out of the kitchen, like just peeking over at my phone. I'm kind of glad I was at work to watch.
Yeah. You didn't miss nothing.
Exactly.
You
Like
definitely didn't miss
he
nothing.
won. I saw like his moment was like
Yeah.
really nice. His speech was good.
Great
when they
speech.
got past the point where they actually like picked the winner,
Yeah.
this one it was like good because that's
Yeah.
you hear from the player.
Yeah.
Heartfelt speeches.
Deion Sanders is the man. They showed him. He had a little thing.
Another 0
He had to
for
tell-
haters.
He had to. Yeah, the haters definitely
An
get.
Ashton Genty fan.
Just.
Yeah, the Genty
'Cause
fans.
I'm
wanted
okay.
them to
I'm
win.
actually okay. I'm okay with it.
okay with
I'm
it.
okay with it. I'm okay with the Genty fans.
Some of them are just really annoying me because they're
Exactly.
I'm okay
really
with
just trying to like downplay what Hunter did by saying, "Oh, he's really good at cardio. He just plays a lot of snaps. Like he wasn't a top 5 player at 2 positions this year."
Right.
They love to bring up how he didn't have a ton of tackles. I'm like, you're casual, all right?
Right.
He's a cornerback.
Yeah.
If he has a lot of tackles,
Something's
that
not
means
good.
he's bad at coverage.
Yeah.
That means he's getting thrown to a lot and giving
Yeah.
up a lot of catches.
Or your defensive line can't stop the run. They're getting to the second level, and he has to rally to the ball and make a tackle.
Like I'd be asking
It's
these
tough.
people, I'm like, do you think Patrick Surtain's a bad defensive player? And they're like, no. What are you talking about? I'm like, he only has like 23 tackles this year.
Right.
It's that's like maybe 2 tackles a game. So
Yeah.
by your logic, he's a bad defensive player because he doesn't have a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
Like what are we talking about?
Yeah. It is the discourse of it. I do like anybody that's pro Genty. I can see why you think he got screwed But there's been multiple running backs who have done 2,000-yard seasons, 295 gajillion touchdowns and not win the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
All
I
of a
watched.
sudden, all these like
Willis McGahee had 2,400 rushing yards and 40 touchdowns on an undefeated Miami team, and he wasn't even a finalist. You know.
Well, I think that is that people that were Genty fans also became like Nick Nash fans overnight just to drag Hunter because
Just overnight.
yeah.
Dude, honestly,
Yeah.
never heard of Nick Nash. until
Right,
this.
No, get this. He was in the same recruiting class as drumroll please Jamar Chase. So this guy's been playing football for a while. And
Yeah.
Theo Ash, I was watching. He was doing a little breakdown of this. He made a great point. He's like, was there clamoring for Bailey Zappi to win the Heisman when he was tearing up the Mountain West? No,
He was.
There
Yeah,
was
he threw
a
for like
thing.
5,000 yards.
Yeah.
Dude. He did tear it up.
like I mean,
Shout out Western Kentucky.
Look, no, I'm not trying to take away from anything what Genty did, but it is the Mountain West. I mean,
And we were pro Genty on this show.
yes, I love Genty.
I wanted him to win. but
On
it's like-
Saturday, I was saying I wish there could be a co-Heisman. I really
Right.
wish there was because I
Yeah.
think Genty is very deserving of it. He just unfortunately played the same year
He
Travis
just ran
Hunter
into a
had
buzzsaw.
historic
Yeah.
season.
And we know how the popularity aspect of it goes too.
Genty won the fan.
NFL, you know what I mean. Like a lot of that plays into the hearts and minds. You know, but NFL, the NFL aspect also, where they're already projecting him to be, either number one or number two.
I mean, he's doing Hunter's doing this against Big 12 competition, which it's one of the power conferences
Yeah.
for a reason. There's a lot of good players.
Sketchy defenses still yet, but you're at least playing top tier Division I athletes.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
either one could
And I mean, there's some real talent at the wide receiver position throughout the Big Ten, and he
Yeah.
was very good at shutting them down. I don't know the exact statistics, but he gave up less than 300 yards, when he was targeted, one touchdown.
Yeah.
And I got to point out, like, the one touchdown was perfect coverage by him. It was just a better placed ball. And, like, the receiver made a heck of a catch with Hunter falling on top of him. So it's like,
Yeah.
sometimes you can play it so perfectly as a defender and still get burned.
Yeah. There's no
Yeah,
defense for the perfect
People-
pass.
yeah.
I saw somebody pull out highlights from the Stanford game from last year.
Right.
Tried to say that. He
Oh
shouldn't have
my
won it this
god!
year.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
alright.
brutal.
That- He didn't win it last year.
Right.
Jaden Daniels won it.
Right.
And same thing, Jaden Daniels projected to be either the 1 or 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Won the Heisman. Team wasn't really that great either.
Yeah.
He carried LSU last
He
year.
really did. I think they only won like 9 games last year.
And it's because of what
Well,
Jaden
and-
Daniels did.
People were saying like, "Oh, Genty carried his team to the playoffs," and that is fair. Like some
It's
reason,
fair.
like,
That's a
put-
fair
I mean,
argument.
put
That's
Genty
one
in,
of the only few fair ones that I'll accept.
put Genty in like on a Big 12 schedule. Can a running back alone get you to the postseason?
I do
in the Big
think
12?
you insert Boise State into that conference.
I think so too.
Boise State, they put out offensive linemen
Yeah.
and wide receivers into the NFL.
Are they a 12-win team in the Big 12 though?
Well,
I
they're
mean,
probably-
if they get to play like Colorado State and Wyoming, yeah. Nebraska, like what are we talking about?
they would probably
Boise State would be, dude. I'd probably say the only team that would be their competition would be Colorado, and
Arizona State.
I could see Kansas State giving them work because of their line of scrimmage and their running game too. Iowa State, they're going to try to out-athlete you there with Matt Campbell.
Kansas would be a tougher game for them.
Kansas would be an up-tip game because their offense can score with anybody, and I think
Yeah.
they showed that this year too.
People kept using the Kansas game like Hunter couldn't get his team past a bad Kansas football team. I'm like, what do you want him to do? He plays cornerback.
can't.
And
Yeah.
they gave up 287 rushing. Like, is he supposed to stop covering
Yeah,
and go play
Yeah.
middle linebacker?
yeah.
He's not
He-
11 people.
He
Like,
caught 8 passes for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns when he was on offense. So,
Right.
like, he was the majority of their
I'll-
offensive production.
I'll say this: the Heisman Trophy is not an award where people are thinking it as it's the best player in the country. Travis Hunter's not the best player in college football right now. He's the most popular player in college football right now, and that's what the Heisman Trophy is. It's what it always has been, and it's what it always will be. So it got made to popularize college football during the radio days. So they would give fireside chats. Well, back in those like 40s and 50s, it would popularize these players like Paul Hornig and like all these like who was that one dude like way back in like the I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter, but he's like a super popular. They named a couple of awards after him in the NFL. And it's like that's what it was made for. It wasn't made. Like you can apples to oranges. Genty. Oh, if he had this or if he Travis Hunter. Oh, he doesn't have that. None of that matters, dude. Travis Hunter was on the most popular team in college football. Played really good at a high level. Obviously going to be a top 5 pick. Played both ways. Never made an excuse. Never missed a game. Injuries. I mean, like you're still going to fall. Like you're going to get banged up, dude. This is a physical contact sport. Next play. Something to be said about that. I do think that there's a lot of haters out there, and because of social media, they get propped up a little bit louder than what they should be.
Mhm.
Obviously, because it's easy to take pop shots at Deion Sanders and how that guy gets shade thrown at him too. He's been the same freaking guy since the 80s, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we hate. It's like, dude, people hated him in the 80s and 90s. He's just going to keep on being Deion Sanders. If you don't like it, that's where he lives. You know what I mean? He feeds off of that thing. You know what I mean? And he's probably not going to leave Colorado. He's probably just going to steal all your favorite recruits, and they're going to come back and they're going to be national champions next year, which would be absolutely insane.
I would love to see it. That would be a party here in Colorado.
And I'm glad Travis Hunter won the Heisman. But if I woke up in an alternate Marvel universe and somebody woke me up, tapped me on the shoulder, and said Austin Genty won the Heisman Trophy, like good for him.
Yeah.
Like
Either one.
I don't really care.
both was very deserving of it, and it's what I was saying. I wish there was a co-Heisman thing because both guys really deserve to win it.
Yeah.
Hunter, I think what they took into consideration is tougher conference a little bit, definitely more popular just in terms of like what team he was on. And I guess
made the most money of any college football team outside of Alabama.
Yeah, my last thing to add to that is he was like one of the most efficient wide receivers. Like his target to catch rate led the nation. So like when the ball went his way, he caught it more like 9 times out of 10, basically.
He had like 1,400 receiving yards while also playing
and
defensive
14
back.
touchdowns.
Like, what are we really talking
Top 5 and 2.
about? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Top
I'm
5.
sorry you've never.
And think about him as a game piece plan, though, like how much coverage and attention he draws from a defense, and how he'll just delete a side of the field for you on offense, and how you have to scheme going away from him. Because it's not like he was really good coming up and run support too. We saw him force a goal line fumble, which kind of saved Colorado's season earlier in the year because they almost lost to Baylor. He punches that ball out.
They get it.
A miracle happens with these Hail Marys.
Yep.
Kind of kept them alive.
Great point.
In the playoff race. That at the very least got them into a much better bowl game where they're probably got the bowl game of the year now.
Right.
Outside of like the college football
Exactly.
playoff. So
yeah.
I mean, he made.
I will say this real quick, fast, and then we can move on. I don't like when people say the Hunter fans to the Genty fans don't act because you've never seen this before or something along those lines where I'm old enough. I've definitely seen this before. I've watched Charles Woodson dominate too and kick returner. Yeah. It was like you look up his stats. It was not even close. He was a way better like in college, not in the NFL or what he's going to do at the next level. Travis Hunter, take that away. Different type of player. Charles Woodson, a little bit bigger, played safety and DB. But his wide receiver numbers at Michigan were stupid. Absolutely stupid. Devin Hester got drafted for 2 positions. Obviously, Hall of Fame kick returner. Yeah. I've seen it. You know what I mean? Desmond Howard tried to do it. There's been a few players before Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's just the more modern one. So and now these kids who didn't get to watch what I got to watch with those 2 guys, now they're seeing it. That's why they're this loud, and that's why the Genty fans obviously are going to come back on the back end. That's how social media is from the top rope, and it's like both guys could have had it, should have had it, and like you just nailed it. You just nailed it again, dude. Like probably the game of the college football series outside of the college football playoff.
It's going to be
Colorado BYU.
The Deion said, like, my guys aren't sitting.
They're playing.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter at the Heisman thing said he's play. You know,
Yeah.
you can't let it. You know,
BYU.
yeah, we didn't make it
they're
this
gonna play
far
their
for me to
guys.
sit out. I
Yeah.
said, good for you, dude.
So I mean, this is going to be it's going to be the best bowl game in my opinion of all bowl season.
And another little quick thing, dude. Like Travis Hunter's like the best athlete in college football right now, and he's also like this social media juggernaut, like Kai Cenat, all rolled in like one package.
It's football. And he
it's
plays
kinda-
Fortnite, man.
It's kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
a modern era, like he's just like you look at him and like, he plays tough. He plays a physical violence sport, and he's a dog when he's on the field. Then you see him talk. He's a precious angel, that kid. Very
Super sweet
innocent,
guy, yeah.
a sweet kid, man. Crying, showing his emotions, talking about his story with his dad, talking about how Prime helped him out. You know, the father figure that he didn't have, his struggle. Shouted out his family. They're dead,
Yeah.
bro. It's hard to do that authentically and not make it
Yeah.
sound like you're a robot. Travis Hunter, you get the shout out, dude. Like you nailed it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't have a bad thing. I can't even make up something to say against you. And I'm the biggest hater on the show. Mercury will tell you. You know.
That's just honestly, college football is a lot of complaining. We're seeing that with how this bracket worked out. It's a lot of complaining from the head
A lot of
coaches.
egos, brother. A lot of money.
Head coaches.
You know, it's
are
a lot of money.
The worst of it. That's what starts a lot of the fans complaining is because head coaches are the ones that complain the most about anything and everything in college football.
Yeah.
They complain the most.
They do.
'Cause there's a lot of good teams that missed because they, like, all you have to do, literally.
Yeah,
is
SMU,
win the games.
SMU, Alabama, in a neutral site. Who you take?
Honestly, right now, SMU. Because Alabama
Okay,
got
alright.
smoked by Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think I'd take SMU on a neutral site.
Okay.
Bama's had some
Okay.
ugly losses.
All right.
They got smoked by Oklahoma.
And even if Bama would beat SMU because of those ugly losses, I don't want to see them have to play.
Yeah, no, I'm for
Georgia.
not having.
Yeah.
I don't want to make that. I was just wondering, just because, like, for me, like, yeah, like a playoff game, right? Okay,
Yeah.
instead of Penn State, insert Alabama, which I think Alabama is 10 times the team of Penn State.
I'm sorry. If we were going to take a 3-loss SEC team, I'd rather see a South Carolina.
I'd be with you on
Or-
that.
or-
Just because that
or-
freshman quarterback is electric, and I would want to see him on that stage.
Give Jackson
Celery.
Dart, let him play it.
Right, right.
11.
Lane Kiffin's always an electric factory on TV. Something nuts
Exactly.
is going to happen. I'm with you there. My thing is college football playoff type thing. Okay, they're playing in wherever, New Orleans, SMU, Alabama, instead of SMU, Penn State. Athlete for athlete, those bowl games are different, dude. Like this
That's
isn't
true.
this isn't the conference championship. Like now, I'm watching film for a month just on this one guy.
That's
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I have 5 guys that are better than him. So now, you know, like, yeah, they lost to, you know, like Notre Dame lost to probably the worst team, literally the 130th ranked team in college football in Northern Illinois at home as 28-point favorites. And we lost outright. Thank you, Riley Leonard, for not having the goal of the year. Notre Dame
Early
signed
season.
Marcus Freeman to a 4-year extension too. Shout out that. Love that guy.
Let's go. He's not
Our
going to the
game-
Bears.
Dude, our
Ooh,
game.
he's not going to ruin his career. Let's go.
Let's go. Good job, Marcus. Dude, just get how our gameplay, how we get up and you know how we get up for a game, completely different from Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame. Way too gimmicky with Brian Kelly. We needed something to happen. Get a phantom flag. Nope. We got an offense and a defense now.
Exactly. I'm
It's
really
like-
excited for what Notre Dame can do. With
Top
Marcus
12
Freeman there.
And
I see
top
a
12
national
recruiting class.
championship with him there, man. I could see that.
He's got to get your quarterback,
It's
really.
tough.
It's really it.
The
man.
way he builds like
We're
his
a
own
deep
line
team.
and his
We
defense.
lost 3 starting offensive linemen preseason to ACL injuries, and we replaced them with freshmen, and we're down.
Yeah,
And
the
we're
running
one of the
game's
most
fine.
dominant running teams
The
on
running game's fine
in the
for 3
nation.
freshmen. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, dude. We lost our number. Like this kid,
You just need to find a quarterback that
Jer-
you don't like panic when he has to drop back and throw it 30 times again, you know?
yeah, Jeremiah Patterson was a second round graded, you know, coming into the draft this year. Tore his ACL in training camp and replaced him with an incoming 4-star nobody from like Houston or something, and we're just crushing it. Yeah, I'm really excited for Freeman, but some of these bowl games, man, coming up, dude.
Yeah, let's talk about. We got
Yeah,
one
I mean-
next. We got one tomorrow. Memphis, West Virginia. Kind of intriguing
Ooh.
there. Big 12
Alright.
team against the
West Virginia
Top
Mountaineers
25
rehiring the man, the myth, the legend, Rich Rodriguez. After
Whoa.
remember when they had Pat White and Pat McAfee? Shout out Pat McAfee, we're for the brand here at Till the Final Whistle. Yeah, they're rehiring. I watched on. It was right before I left to go to V's house. Rich Rodriguez was doing his little announcement.
Oh, on Pat McAfee show?
Yeah, at
Okay.
the Pat McAfee show was in Morgantown, West Virginia for
Oh,
the
yeah.
little press conference there, and all the boys were buzzing. All them NFL players came back and saw, because he left West.
Sick.
He went undefeated, and they almost won a national championship. Pat McAfee did smoke 3 extra points, and they lost to Penn State. They would have ruined their undefeated season. Pat McAfee did that single-handedly. Pat White, 4 touchdowns. Pat McAfee, 4 missed extra points and 4 missed field goals. They lose by 4 points, and that ruins their undefeated season. Pat White, almost Heisman Trophy final. That dude was – these kids now, dude, are lucky we're not in the era. Go on YouTube, look up some Pat White highlights from college, dude. That was the dude, bro, for a long time in college football. That innovative offense, when that spread was brand new with Rich Rodriguez, dude, was on another level. He goes on like crazy 4-year run at West Virginia there, Rich Rodriguez did, and he leaves and he took the Michigan job.
Wow.
And that was the beginning and the downfall of Michigan football there for a while because they were not good under Rich Rodriguez. And then Rich Rod has sort of like rebuilt a bunch of Jacksonville State. Well, he coached the Running Rebels, UNLV. I mean, he coached a few different teams and sort of brought them back up. And he had like a small tier ACC school. I forgot who he was coaching this last year. But yeah, West Virginia just rehires him. And he's bringing in a lot of old coaches that they had from back then that are still coaching now.
That's cool.
And they're gonna run it back in West Virginia, dude. And he's getting all sorts of NIL money and everything. All the boosters are buzzing. And yeah, so that West Virginia Memphis game is he's gonna be on the sidelines for that. And so that's gonna be an interesting game against Memphis.
You guys think Bill
they're looking forward to
Belichick's
that.
going to be on the sidelines for the UConn UNC?
I heard he was gonna be there. Yeah, they were saying on TV.
I got to ask you guys, what's your thoughts on that process? Because I'm really
Well, it's where his
intrigued to see how
dad.
it
It's where his
works out.
dad coached. There's a lot of ties that bind to that North Carolina
Like, I feel like
program.
as Bill Belichick as a coach, he's probably going to be, with his schemes and everything, it's going to be a lot better than what we see from all of, like, at least ACC coaches.
And like
Yeah.
he said, he's going to run this operation like a CEO. He's not going to have to go out there and pound pavement to recruit these kids. Bill Belichick,
Yeah.
do you want to play for the greatest NFL coach in the history of football?
Yeah, like, I think he's not going to have to, wine and dine him. It's like, look, kid, I won 6 Super Bowls. I discovered Tom Brady and made him, an NFL legend. Like,
He wants to teach again.
yeah,
It's
like,
also the
and
thing,
you
too.
want to come in.
He wants to come and develop these
Yeah.
young kids for the future in the NFL.
That's what I was going to say. He's pretty much going to make it just like one of those programs.
It's
where-
And
what do you call it?
they're
Like
going to beat you.
a transition program for getting you ready for the league.
Right.
Like, hey,
just be ready.
you
to
wanna
get
succeed in
drafted
the NFL?
and play well.
Next
I'm
man
Bill
up,
Belichick. I know how to
do your
that.
job.
Yeah.
Fundamentals, play with leverage and technique, alignment. Dude,
He could do well. Look, considering the conference, I think they could do very well. They're just going to have to compete with those. top
Texas is going to have a
teams.
decision to make.
Who is?
Texas.
Texas. Oh, yeah.
If they don't start Arch Manning, does Arch Manning leave for North Carolina? I don't.
Oh,
Well,
I
Ewers
imagine.
is a senior, right? So, like,
Yeah.
you think,
He
like,
can come
next
back.
year is Texas's time. I think Ewers, he
Yeah,
has draft prospects, though. Like, I think Ewers
yeah.
it's been
might be a
dropping,
first.
But they gotta.
Yeah.
They better say like, hey, like, because now that he goes there, that's an easy.
Oh,
And if you're Texas, you can't just get big headed like, oh, he'll stay. You know what I mean? Like, you better not have that
He
privilege
already
where you
stayed
think,
and waited.
right?
Yeah.
You better reward him.
I mean, like,
Otherwise, there's
this was
somebody
his-
over on the East
This was
Coast.
the last season for him
No
to,
problem.
to sit on the bench.
Manning
Yeah.
family gladly turned their child over to Bill Belichick
Oh,
and
absolutely.
get some of that dark voodoo magic.
Would.
Then
Yes,
then
they
now
would.
Arch is going to come in with some culture and Bill Belichick.
That would be kind of
Drop
exciting.
those.
Pat
Fire
Mahomes,
Bill.
take a side seat, bud.
Let's go.
The man is coming to town. That's
could
gonna
root
be
for-
nuts.
I can root for Arch Manning. But then like
I
he'll
would-
somehow end
I
up
would
on
too.
like the Chargers. I'll be like, God,
God
Oh.
damn it. No, I think they're
son of a.
man, if I had to project forward, dude, I kind of want to just say the Giants for nostalgia's sake and just because they're going to be bad enough to have that pick.
You want a bigger nostalgia?
I just
You
don't
like
know if
Gumbo? Come on now. Come
Yeah,
to
there
Grandpa's
you
team.
go. There
Come
you
to
go. Go to
Grandpa's
Grandpa's team.
He was not that great, but come to Grandpa's team.
He was out there by himself, though. You saw some of the. I watched his documentary. He was a
He wasn't
football
bad.
player, dude.
He could move a little bit too. He was a little mobile.
He's
Archie
definitely
was just
mobile.
in a bad situation.
Very
Like, he
bad
was
situation. Dude, he
trying to
he
keep that
was
team
so
afloat.
tough, dude. He wore the single bar helmet. Dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my! What
Oh
a-
yeah.
You're just getting mollywopped in the bottom
He
of
was
those
getting
piles.
beat down.
That's crazy, bro.
So how many years do you think Arch plays in college?
I
Right.
think
When he
after
gets-
next year he's done.
you think he's just gonna do one.
He's
starting
gonna
season?
he's gonna go on his Joe Burrow Heisman run where he's now the full-time starter and just set records because whatever team he goes to, the wide receivers are gonna go to.
That's fair. Yeah, they're gonna want to play with this guy.
Like you even
Well,
saw
but he's-
Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase say we went to LSU because Joey B was there,
And he's
not
like
because Ed O was there.
way more athletic too than like even Burrow is. Like he's gonna have like I think another
Oh
like,
yeah,
Jake Daniels type season like
I
that.
would
Dual
imagine
threat.
dual threat.
Yeah, I'm doing like I mean
He can move. He can scoot. He's a scooter.
Dude, he's had some runs this
He's a
season.
scooter, bro. He'll
Like,
take
you
it
can
down
see-
and run it up the middle on
You
you.
can see he got like the Bradley or the Cooper Manning
Yeah.
genetics or
He
like,
did,
Yeah, athleticism.
he got the
Eli could
basketball.
move a little bit. Eli could
And
move a
and
little
he's
bit.
got the support of the cult, bro. Dangerous, bro.
Oh yeah.
When you got both those sides working, bro, you got the talent and sort of like the it factor, that aura that kids like to say, even though they have absolutely no idea. I'm sorry, kids under 27 years old. Not everybody has aura. Okay.
That's true.
They have 1.1 million followers on Instagram. I don't care.
A lot of them. do.
You know what I'm saying?
A
Watch
lot of-
Cristiano Ronaldo on the same field as Lionel Messi. It's Leo Messi.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's
Messi.
Messi all day.
And Ronaldo has 47 million Instagram followers. You know,
Messi's the
Arch
guy.
with the Manning mentality, and then Arch being so humbled and putting himself at Tech, going through that being one of the dudes when you're on the practice squad not playing, and the boys just rally around you like that, and then you step in. Ewers, has some draft prospects. He's out. They're chanting, "We want Archie at these games."
They want him, man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's something dangerous, dude.
I mean,
That's
whatever
how you
team
get to
he
see
does
one
end
of
up-
these kids.
Is we're gonna be rolling in it next season.
Yeah, man.
Oh my, the money that's gonna come in with that guy playing. Oh jeez. And
The rich
Paying
getting
that-
richer.
paying all
The
new
rich
recruits'
getting
salaries.
richer.
yeah,
Dude, let's talk about he's hooking up the boys with like his NIL stuff.
But you guys want bigger
Flying
paycheck?
private, rolling around in Rolls Royces pregame, like
Oh yeah.
listen to rap music, dude. You're living it, dude. You're loving life right now. And then he's a shredder when he walks on the field. It's like that helmet comes on. He's ready, dude. I'm proud.
I'm
of him.
so excited.
I'm
about him
excited.
playing next year.
College
man.
football is gonna be lit.
You give him one season. I'm just trying to think like where teams might be that would take him because I think the Raiders and the Giants they're taking quarterbacks. That's gonna happen.
I've
I
been
can
hearing a lot of
see-
Cam Ward to the Giants, and I'm like,
I can
man,
see,
just
like-
don't know, man.
I could see T-Law comes back for another year. Doesn't work out. They're
Go to
in a bad
Jacksonville.
position.
I think that family would pull an Eli Manning and not let him go to Jacksonville.
But I mean, maybe if Travis Hunter, you're like, I'll pair those two guys up together. Like,
That's a fair
think
point.
about the prospects.
That's a fair point.
You know,
Yeah, you do really got to kind of project it. Who's going to be the worst team in football next season?
right?
You
Lay it
know,
out there.
and it really could be anybody. You know, and it's like one
Like, we're
injury.
seeing-
Why not Detroit?
You know
That's true.
what happens? Like,
If you're Chicago, I'm trading Caleb for anything I could possibly imagine right now.
here's a great.
Because you're not going to have what you have in Chicago next season. You're still going to be trash.
Dude, I've kind of got a crazy one. You know, Purdy's contract it runs out. He wants a lot of money. The Niners like, I'm not sure if we want to pay that much.
Man.
We're going to send you out. They trade up for him somewhere, or maybe
I mean, they traded future first rounders for
Yeah.
Trey Lance. You might
Yeah,
as well
dude.
do it for Arch
That's
Man.
true.
they could ship off like a couple first rounders, throw in like somebody's pretty solid on defense, like
Wow.
throw on like Dre Greenlaw or something to a team.
Yeah.
Boom, take Arch, pair him up with all that, all those weapons.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What
that
if
would
the
be, that would,
I
that's just a fun
my
one.
dad
That's kind of
my dad bring up one with me too a couple weeks ago, but now that we've seen this sort of highway end for Anthony Richardson, why not Indy?
Oh, that's another one where it's like
Irsay and Manning could easily talk Irsay into trading 52 picks and for Arch. You got some weapons there that they've shown. Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor's still a
definitely.
dog. I mean, Jonathan Taylor just walk into the end zone. What are we doing?
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
plays,
Like,
dude.
no.
Get that out of here.
Yeah, just get that guy.
That crap
Get
out
a
of here.
real coach. Get a real GM. This guy, you got Brandon Bean. He's on McAfee show all the time. He can't put two sentences together, man. Like, this guy's your GM. He's in there drunk. He's got the tin cap whiskey like over his shoulder, like the bottle's at 3/4 of the way drank. Like, buddy, are we drinking on the job over there? Like, no wonder you're starting it. You know what I mean?
Yo,
What are we
about
even talking about?
Dak's contract? That's up soon.
Cooper Rush time.
You
He
think that-
shredded the Panthers.
That's the Panthers, Jimmy.
Hey, Panthers were the favorite.
I know. We
They're
all,
on a roll.
we all took him in the
Bryce
pick 'em, and then-
Young's the greatest thing in the world now.
He had some fun in that game. He didn't have a bad game.
He didn't have a bad game. It wasn't his fault.
I mean, likely
Arch
for
is
Arch,
going to be
I
wild.
think somewhere in the South still. Is it
Yeah,
maybe
AFC
NFC
team.
Come
South.
on, man.
AFC team.
We'll wait a year with
Probably,
Rattler.
probably AFC.
We'll
yeah.
wait a year with Rattler, man. We'll get a good.
I
we'll
kinda
shore up
like-
the O-line for you, dog.
Of all the scenarios, I do like going to play for Papa Archie's team.
I do like that. That makes a lot of sense.
Chris
to me.
Olave there, a little bit of a running game with Kamara, who's reached that extension.
We'll
It's
get
gonna be
him
interesting too.
on the last year because he'll probably play another year before he gets drafted. So
Yeah,
we'll
he's
get
going to be
him
in
on
college
Kamara's
next season. He
last
has
year.
to be.
We'll get him on
This-
tomorrow.
Next year will be his third year.
The fighting Aaron Rodgers, like how long is that?
Ooh,
that's
man.
that scenario gonna last.
I don't think that the Manning fan. I do, dude. I'm kind of with him, dude. Like, and like what Dion said, like he's like, there's certain teams that my babies aren't going to play for.
That's true.
The Manning family has already done this once, and they're not afraid to do it again.
No, that's true.
He did ask the Raiders, Woody Johnson, to draft Shedeur and Shiloh. That's probably not a good idea. But
Yeah,
that's probably a team you got.
they're guys there. You know what I mean? Like Antonio Pierce is there, so it's like, and they're all friends.
That's true.
I mean,
So I don't know. I mean,
I think
they might try to run it. I mean, I
Dion's
think it'll
like,
be
you
a
know-
nightmare, but they're going to try to run it together.
I think Dion's like, well, even if the Raiders suck, they're in Vegas, so it's like,
Yeah,
Hey, at least
all the
it's a
money,
party.
all the money you can make there from my endorsements.
yeah,
The professional
right, I mean,
teams.
You get, like at the very least, like financially, that's a hub to be in. Yeah.
Right.
Where it's like the team might be a dumpster fire, but you can make some money there.
Yeah.
They got some guys like Crosby's there. Jacoby Myers has always like been a real solid
He's
number
decent.
two. So it's like
They're probably going to need a guy though.
can you like find somebody? Yeah, like find somebody in free agency. Who knows? That'll be a question. A lot of fun speculation here that
We're going to be here for it. We're
I'm
going to be
pretty,
here for
I'm pretty hyped to see how the draft shakes up, and we're going to be getting into mock drafts. I always like to wait until like the college football season is
Yeah.
over and like the playoffs are starting to wind down before you start like mocking up because it's like
it. My Packers will be picking in the
It'll
20s
change so
again, and
much.
it's I'm going to get the bottom barrel of whoever, and it doesn't matter.
Well, it's gonna suck.
I
too,
never look forward to the draft.
because
I don't even
the
watch
teams
it.
are bad.
even the like higher seeded teams, like you kind of need to see what they do in the playoffs because oftentimes a glaring weakness could rear its head in the postseason.
Totally.
And you're like, oh well,
There it is.
there you
That's
go.
it.
Like that's now you know what they need to pick
Yeah.
or targeting free agency, and then I also kind of want to see what they do in free agency too.
Totally. Who they bring back.
Right.
Not more
exactly.
sometimes like
It's not who,
who
they
you
get,
sign, it's like who you
comes
keep.
back.
Do you keep your top tier players?
It kind of
Yeah,
sucks
exactly.
for like the middle of the pack teams, like you were saying. There's a lot of bad teams, but like the first like 7 picks are already kind of set in stone.
Yeah.
Giants suck, Titans. The Jets have won 4 games, so they're getting a pretty high draft pick. Jacksonville. Like, there's a lot of bad teams this year.
There's something that I've seen with my team that, like, for a while, dude, when we had Aaron Rodgers, we traded back our first because we're picking 28, 27, 27. It's like, like, do you want to, like, reach on a guy or do you want to, like, who was a second rounder that you want to draft in the first round just to get that extra year? Being a first round pick, you get that extra year flexibility with his contract. So it's like, we've traded out. There's a lot of value, like especially in like the teens, where you're going to be picking in the teens, but like your team's still not looked at as like one of these teams that are like really good this year. So it's like, well, why are we even picking at 17? Like, I'd rather get 2 second rounders and get some diamonds in the rough that nobody has heard of at like primo spots in the second, third. It's just so much deeper there than it is in the first round.
There's
a big drop off.
First round, it's like almost every pick is like boom or bust if you're taking 7.
Right.
Oh,
It's like
Totally.
you kind of need like a boom where it's if they don't boom and they're not like
They're gone in 4 or 5 years.
at least like a near Pro Bowl level player. It's like that was not even worth it. You know?
Right.
There's so much risk taking in the first round where I can see like middle of the pack like man, I'd rather have 2 seconds, get me like an extra
Two
third and fourth.
twos and a third. You
Easy.
can have pick 27, dude.
Right.
You know
Because
what I mean?
even that, even if those guys don't work out as well, it's like, well, I'm not gonna have to pay.
If he's there at pick 27, he's probably going to be there at pick 35 more likely than not. Which is a few picks into the second round. So
Precisely.
it's gonna be interesting.
We've been going for a while, fellas. Well, let's hit a quick music break. When we come back, tons of NFL action to dive into and dissect. That was kind of our college breakdown. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking heavy metal Christmas music. I love it. That was a good first.
That was good.
That was good.
Conversation. I love theorizing with you guys and like
Arch
Yeah.
Manning to the Saints,
things
where Grandpa's number.
I like it, dude.
Literally, if you go to like one of those like Mitchell and Ness stores, that's the only Saints jersey they have is Archie Manning. They don't have like threes. I went to a Mitchell and Ness in Philadelphia, like the middle of Philadelphia, and they only had Archie Manning Saints
Jeez.
jerseys. Well, it's probably because it's Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
It was mainly Saint shit
Yeah.
or Eagle shit.